Pro-Palestinian protesters are causing more problems on college campuses. Plus, the city of Baltimore files a lawsuit in regards to the recent bridge collapse. We'll have those details coming up.
Plus, a cold front will bring some showers overnight. Your first alert forecast on the way as Mountain News First at 4 continues.
Mountain News First at 4 continues.
Pro-Palestinian protesters are back out on college campuses across the country today, demanding an end to the war in Gaza and an end to their university's ties with Israel. This follows a day in which some protesters clashed with police as authorities tried to break up their camps. Now some lawmakers say the demonstrations have gone too far. CBS's Natalie Brand has more from Capitol Hill.
Pro-Palestinian protesters clashed with police on the campus of Cal Poly Humboldt overnight.
End the occupation now!
Police have been stepping in to break up some of the encampments forming on college campuses across the country, from Massachusetts to Michigan to California.
We're fighting against the complicity of our own university and the hand that this university has, and at the end of the day, we're anti-war. And I think it's really important for folks to remember that.
More than 150 were arrested outside of NYU Monday.
Free Palestine! Free Palestine!
And Jewish students at Columbia University say they feel some demonstrations have veered from pro-Palestinian to anti-Semitic.
We don't feel safe on campus. We don't feel comfortable walking around.
Some are calling on Columbia's president to do more to protect Jewish students.
While the leadership of Columbia may be failing you, we will not. We will do everything in our power to keep you safe.
Lawmakers on Capitol Hill have also raised concern about anti-Semitism on campuses.
The inability of college presidents and leaders in various states and communities to get a handle on it is frustrating. It seems cowardly, if not actually somewhat supported.
It comes as Congress is poised to send billions of dollars in military aid to Israel.
The time has come to finish the job, to help our friends abroad once and for all.
Israel did not and does not have the right to go to war against the entire Palestinian people, which is exactly what it is doing.
The foreign aid package also includes billions in humanitarian assistance for Gaza. Natalie Brandt, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
The Senate is expected to vote on the aid package sometime late this evening or early tomorrow morning. A huge plume of smoke was seen rising over the Gaza Strip today as airplanes dropped humanitarian aid parcels into the embattled enclave. Israel bombarded northern Gaza overnight in some of the heaviest shelling in weeks, panicking residents and flattening neighborhoods in an area where the Israeli army had previously drawn down its troops. Thick black smoke could be seen rising in northern Gaza from across the southern Israeli border. It continued Tuesday morning in one of Gaza City's oldest suburbs, with residents reporting at least 10 strikes in a matter of seconds along the main road.
After some sunny weather for most of your Tuesday, we are tracking an increase in those clouds as we go into this evening. A live look from Perry County from Buffalo Mountain. We stay dry this evening, but those clouds do increase. That current temperature also close to average for this April 23rd at 70 degrees. Most of us in the upper 60s to lower 70s, up to 73 in Pikeville, 71 in Jackson, and 72 over in Pulaski County for Somerset. At this hour, a clean sweep continues on First Alert Pinpoint Doppler. So if you have dinner plans or outdoor events this evening, the forecast looking pretty good, but that will change by late Tuesday. Also pushing into early parts of your Wednesday, all thanks to a cold front, producing some showers and storms over Missouri, pushing into Illinois, also Indiana. In our region, no severe weather, no heavy rainfall issues, but we are tracking some light showers by late tonight. Also early on Wednesday, lows in the middle to lower 50s. Also a little bit cooler on Wednesday and Thursday. We see highs back in the middle to upper 60s, but that warming trend will continue for the weekend, also into next week. Highs by Sunday and Monday in the middle to lower 80s. More details on that weekend forecast coming up in just a few minutes. Steve?
Cameron, thanks. There are new developments in Baltimore today regarding the collapse of the Francis Scott Key Bridge. The city of Baltimore officially filed a lawsuit against the owners and managers of the Dolly container ship, alleging negligence in allowing the ship to leave port before fixing known power problems. Baltimore City is asking the U.S. District Court of Maryland for a jury trial. Christina Mendez has more from Maryland.
None of this should have happened, the Baltimore City Law Office wrote in a claim filed on Monday in Maryland's district court against the Dolly container ship owner and manager in connection to the Key Bridge collapse. The lawsuit aims for a jury to decide whether the petitioners should be held fully liable for the collision that claimed the lives of 6 construction workers and upended the Port of Baltimore's ecosystem. Councilman Zeke Cohen.
This is about Baltimore uniting together, standing strong amidst this tragedy, and making sure that people are held accountable that played a role in it.
The suit alleges alarms showing an inconsistent power supply on the Dolly sounded off before leaving the Port of Baltimore, but went on its voyage anyway. The documents state despite its unseaworthy conditions. The city also accuses the crew of being incompetent and inattentive to its duties, adding allegations of failing to maintain or use several pieces of equipment, including the ship's engine and propulsion system. In response to the filing, a representative for Grace Ocean Private Limited and Synergy Marine Group says the NTSB and Coast Guard are conducting their investigations. Out of respect for those legal investigations, it would be inappropriate to comment further. 6 days after the collision, the two companies filed a joint claim of their own, seeking to free them from liability or limit damages to the value of the ship and estimated revenue, which sits at about $44 million, documents state.
And that was Christina Mendez reporting. The city's claim states it should be compensated for the cost of replacing the bridge, interruptions in transportation, overtime for first responders, the loss of taxes and fees generated by the port, among other damages. New details have been released about the federal classified documents case involving former President Donald Trump. Trump's valet, Walt Nauta, was told if he was charged with lying to the FBI, Trump would pardon him when he won a second term. That was revealed in redacted notes from an interview with a witness. The witness is described as someone who worked in Trump's White House. It's unclear how they came to know of the alleged offer of a pardon. In June, Nauta was charged with lying to the FBI and obstructing the investigation by special counsel Jack Smith. Trump was also charged with obstructing and mishandling of classified and national defense information. Both men have pleaded not guilty. At the end of his hush money trial today, former President Trump spoke to reporters for more than 3 minutes. As he left, Trump told them the gag order against him is, quote, totally unconstitutional, and said it was freezing in the courtroom. He added he was sitting up straight as can be. He also once again blamed President Biden for his legal issues.
You know, this is all Biden, just in case anybody has any question. And they're keeping me in a courtroom that's freezing, by the way, in a courtroom all day long. Well, he's out campaigning. That's probably an advantage because he can't campaign. Nobody knows what he's doing.
The former president did not respond to questions about Michael Cohen potentially going to jail or future posts on Truth Social. We'll take a closer look at today's testimony coming up at 5:30. The Supreme Court is hearing arguments about what powers the National Labor Relations Board has. The federal agency is charged with protecting workers' rights. In this case, Starbucks is asking the court to stop the NLRB from standing behind the activist unions. The case specifically deals with whether the agency has the power to get employees who were wrongly fired for union activity immediately rehired. Starbucks argues the NLRB's powers are not being applied uniformly across the country. Coming up as First at 4 continues, is it possible that travel and animal conservation go hand in hand? Find out next.
Plus, we stay dry this evening, but rain chances are not far away. Timing out those showers after this break.